Going back to the Parents' Tao Te Ching, this is a new interpretation. Ancient Advice for Modern Parents by William Martin, and it's been a joy reading this book and sharing it with you. I'm going to read another one, which is one of the toughest things to do in life, and that is to become a student. Become the student, says Tao Te Ching. Children are fascinated by the ordinary and can spend timeless moments watching sunlight play with dust. Their restlessness, they learn from you. It is you who are thinking of there when you're here. It is you who thinks of then instead of now. Stop. Let your children become the teachers and you become the student. Your children may frequently change the focus of their attention, but this is not restlessness, it is curiosity. When they are doing something, they're doing only that until they move on to the next thing. Watch them, let them set the pace, see what you can learn. And this is profound. I don't even remember if I've done this before or not, but this came up today and I'm sharing it with you. Maybe I have a new insight coming up. That is how difficult it is for us to be students, and especially when we are talking from a position of authority and we are constantly talking down to our children. Because we think we are the wise old person, and we were at a conversation the other day with some friends, and that's exactly what we were discussing. That the moment the gap between a teacher and a student, like J. Krishnamurti says, becomes zero, they're both at the same pedestal, they're at the same level, then the conversations and the learning is extremely fast. It's exponential, and it is both ways. So the Tao too advises become the student, because the children that are with you are in a natural state of existence and their flow is very in sync with the divine. Their energies are tuned. Their frequencies are always vibrating at that highest level of honest, innocent divinity. That is why they're fascinated by ordinary things. They can take complete pleasure and delight in how the sunlight plays with the dust, and their restlessness is something to learn from, because their restlessness is just shift of focus from one thing to another out of curiosity, whereas our restlessness is more about absent-mindedness, because we are focusing on multiple things at the same time and we're never present in the now. And what the Tao insists is, learn the art of absolute complete presence from these children. Their hands, their feet, they are in a fluid motion of poetic synchronicity with the divine. And yes, they will shift focus, but that's because they are very curious to learn. They've got thousands of questions in a day that have to be answered, that must be a hunger that has to be satiated. And if you're not able to do that, it sort of goes away like a light that diminishes. The curiosity is one of the most commonly slayed, killed thing in schools, in learning centers, in homeworks and in notebooks and in structured learning. That's what we are doing. We're assassinating curiosity. Whereas if we flow with their restlessness, we follow the lead of their curiosity and we allow them to set the pace, there is so much more to learn from these in sync, in tune divine beings called children. The way their eyes dart, the way their podgy hands move, the way their little feet rush from one thing to another, tampering, playing with stuff, until unless it's not a threat or a danger to them, it should be allowed and their lead followed. Because in that moment, we're able to get back in touch with our own inner child, with the pure, true innocence that the whole playful universe is all about. And this is what drives and propels us into a state of prayer, into a state of absolute surrender to the moment. And I think it is the greatest tribute to aliveness that we can ever give. That is to become the student or the child in whose company we can just blossom, enjoy, celebrate, and become one with the Tao. Thank you for listening.